Yeah, there's laws. You shouldn't be trying to steal my house. Yes, you are.
How about that? A squatter standoff. A property owner confronts a group of people she says moved into her $1 million home in Queens, and our cameras were rolling as dozens of officers showed up.
Several people were taken away in handcuffs, and one of those arrested may surprise you.
Investigative reporter Dan Krauth joins us now with more on what happened. Tell us, Dan.
Well, this is a very big growing problem. I received dozens of tips from viewers about this in just the past week. I went to do what I thought was going to be a routine interview. Instead, we capture what police and property owners are dealing with on a daily basis.
I have video of you. Who are these people? Figure out the situation.
Yeah, but they're in my house, man.
Relax.
No.
To understand how this day ended,
We need the police right away.
with multiple 911 calls and arrests, we have to start at the beginning.
Adele, the hardest question is, how do you say your name?
We met Adele Andaloro outside the home her parents Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it.
No, he locked it.
But she's been locked out. She claims squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave.
What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up.
What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here?
She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture. These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found two men.
How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmiths. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Something that shows that you've been here for more than 30 days.
They took the man who told me he had been renting for 2 days out in handcuffs
They got one out.
and escorted the other guy off the property.
Now you're afraid to come out.
I'm not coming out. This house is empty. This is my home. My locksmith is on the corner waiting to change my locks. And it's not fair. It's not fair that I, as the homeowner, should be having to go through this.
How you doing?
Minutes later, a locksmith showed up, but police gave her a warning before they left.
I may end up in handcuffs today if this man shows up here and says that I have illegally evicted him. I said to them, let him take me to court the way I've been told to take him to court. But today, I'm not leaving my house.
Less than 10 minutes after police left and the locks were changed,
That's not going on.
the man who claims to be the one actually leasing the house shows up.
Call the police again.
With the other guy, police took off the property.
Do you see this? This guy just literally broke down my door. Broke through myself here. This guy just forced himself into my house.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he did
And
not.
so did you.
Ma'am.
You broke through the front door.
Officer.
The man called the police on her.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue, and by law it has to be handled through the housing court, not with police.
If you own this house, you would not want her inside.
I don't own it.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do
And
know how it
there's-
works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
I got proof longer than that.
Show us the proof.
But who are you for me to show? I showed it to cops.
Dan with Channel 7 News. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show
the
it.
proof. Come here, brother. I like that.
I would like to see it.
He didn't show me a lease.
This is a bill.
A bill for work he says he had done to the house. He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele right now?
Being arrested
For what?
for being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what it was
current
told
and
already.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
It's not that simple. It's a long process. Eviction can take close to 2 years to complete.
My people. I have thought about invading a house in the United States since I found out that there is a law that says that if a house is not inhabited, we can seize it. Guys, here in the United States, the law of squatting applies. I think that will be my next business. taking over abandoned houses.
Y creo que ese será mi próximo negocio. Invadir casas abandonadas.
Since I have looked up some codes with my African friends and they told me that they have already took over about 7 houses.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Gary Berman is CEO of Tricon Residential, a Toronto-based company that has quietly become one of the largest owners of single-family homes in the United States.
So today, we own about 30,000 single-family rental homes across the U.S., largely in the Sun Belt, and we've got probably about 75,000 people living in our homes.
And there are companies even bigger. Invitation Homes owns more than 80,000 rental houses. American Homes for Rent close to 60,000. Some of the all-stars of finance, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Blackstone, have put hundreds of millions of dollars into these companies.
Our largest portfolio would be in Atlanta, in Charlotte, in Phoenix, in Tampa.
Big investment companies like yours are being blamed for this huge increase in rents across the country. And you can set the rent any way you want, really.
Wow, shit pissed me off. Like, we got these dudes squatting from people's houses. You know, these people just go find random and bandos and kick the dough in, you know, write some paperwork, maybe get some mail to it, maybe, you know, do a couple other things that make it look like they've been there for a while or whatever. And they just wait for the owners to come by and, you know, tell them that they have to put paperwork on them or go to court. And, you know, these long ass court process, you know, it could take up to 6 months just to get somebody out your house that illegally broke in. And, you know, they're actually showing you that this is a reason why people should have some protection. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you can use it, but when they're on your private property and they're forcing their way into your home, you know, they could say they live there, but you know, this is where the law gets hazy. It gets gray. You know what I'm saying? What says that you live here? A piece of paper, a piece of clothing. What says that you live here? So, like they keep saying, you have to go to civil court for this. You have to go through the civil court process and go through the eviction and all this whole process. When people are just clearly in there manipulating, you know, people are clearly in there kicking the door in, changing the locks, doing all kind of extra shit, damaging your property, and you have to live with this shit. You can't forcibly remove anybody out of the property because New York don't even let you have firearms. They don't let you have shit to protect yourself, and then you got to deal with this type of shit. It's understandable why this type of shit happens when people aren't allowed to protect their home, property, or family anymore. What if this lady had a younger daughter up in there and this dude just barged in? I was here 3 weeks ago. I lived here 3 weeks ago. What if she decided to move back into her house and this dude just came in there and barged in like he just did? With the woman with the kid and everything else, like forcibly moving this woman from the front of the door. It's ridiculous. We live in a clown world right now, and we see immigrants ready to run up in here because this clown ass fucking behavior that we got right now. You know, it's simple to see what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be like, oh, you got to go through the whole court process. I don't like. We need to pass some laws and stop this bullshit. You know, we already know how long the court process takes, and everybody's learning the laws. You about to have a lot of people kicking in doors that uh, BlackRock and these different insurance companies own. Like I just showed you guys, all these a lot of these homes are being owned by corporations. So just imagine somebody next door to you, see their door get kicked in, and they can't do anything. They could just watch illegals come in, write some paperwork up, and say they've been living there. These corporations finally get some management onto the property, and then they see that the property is being, people are in their property, and what you really do, you gotta find out who it is, find out their name, then try to sue them. Like it's all bad. Y'all don't notice what's going on. Y'all don't notice the trick. So if all the companies own the property and then migrants are coming in, kick the door in, live in the property, who's gonna? How can you sue? So the corporation is gonna have to sue the migrants that don't actually live out here to get them out of their property. Like catch 22. Let them own some firearms too. Don't forget about that. Let them own. Let them get extra money, funding, and all the shit to fund their habits or whatever they like to do, and then kick the door in and be living right next door to me illegally. Shit is wild, man. This shit is wild. I don't understand what America wants the average citizen to do when we got people just constantly squatting in different places, and then you're letting all these illegals in, and they're learning the laws of America, and they could just start using this shit to take advantage of regular paying the citizens. Y'all let this shit happen, though. Y'all let it happen. Silence is acceptance, and we ain't having it. Like, comment, subscribe.